Welcome! In front of me is a Samsung Galaxy S20, and today I'll go through a unboxing along with a brief overview of the device. So jumping straight to it, there it is, that's the box that it comes in, a bunch of stickers on it, some info on the bottom. No one really cares about the box, so let's just open it up. Inside here you got the paperwork along with the SIM ejector. If I can take it out, you can see there's the tool, and inside is paperwork that no one ever cares about, so I'm just gonna not even bother with it. Then you got this thing, this little paper that is between the phone and the box there. Now as you can see, the device is already set up, so I'll for now set it on the side. And as you probably also just seen, the color of the device is the cloud pink, because it couldn't be just called pink. Which you can also see on the box itself. So you have the color of the device is basically written in the letter right here. So that's the color of the device. And all the other ones, so you have like the cosmic black or stuff like that, then the writing will be in a different color as well. And that's basically how they, I guess, show on the box that it's what color it is. So jumping straight to the box itself, we got the super fast charger, which is rated, what is it? It's 5 watts, 3 amps, or 9 watts and 2.7 amps. So I just put that back in here. Then we got the cable, which is a Type-C to Type-C, because the charger itself has a Type-C port in it. So you won't be able to use any of the all the chargers, I guess, with the actual USB, well, the typical old USB. So keep that in mind. Then you have the AKG headphones, which I'm not sure what. Let's just take them out and see what they got. So they're on USB-C, as you can see, so you don't need any kind of dongle, but realistically you're probably going to be also using some kind of wireless headphones anyway, so this is, I guess, kind of pointless anyway. So let's just drop that all in here, drop it to the side, and then go back to the phone itself. So going back to the colors, you have choice between cosmic gray, cloud blue, cloud pink, and cosmic black. Basically gray, pink, black, and white in simple terms. So this one, as you've seen before, is the pink one, or the whatever it was, cosmic pink or cloud pink, whatever it was. It's just pink in my opinion. But jumping straight to the device itself, let's just close that. We're going to begin with the specification of the display, because that's primary aspect of this device, I would say. So it's a 6.2 inch display with a 1440p by 3200 pixel, which comes out to be 563 pixels per inch, HDR10 certified, and it's a dynamic AMOLED, so I guess a little bit better than the typical AMOLED display that they have. I guess the dynamic probably means that it's the 120 Hertz refresh rate, but I'm not sure. Now, the glass on it is the Gorilla 6 front and back. And on top of that, like I said, the device supports 120 frame refresh rate, which well, you won't be really able to see on the video, because the video is only at 100 or at 60, and YouTube doesn't support anything above 60. So well, as good as you can see is just basically maybe a little bit of a smoothness of this like scrolling. Hopefully it's visible. I'm actually gonna quickly change it to the so you can get a look how it looks like right now. And let's see, let's change it to 60 quickly, and that's how it looks like on 60. Not sure if you can see a big difference on the video. Hopefully there is some difference visible. But I'm actually gonna go back, because the 120 is just amazing. The smoothness of it is unbelievable. When you see it in person, it just jaw-dropping, I would say, almost, but not really. So going on with it. The device itself has two different versions of the processor. So you have either the Exynos 990 or Snapdragon 865. That just depends where you are. If I remember correctly, basically US gets the Snapdragon while the rest of the world gets the Exynos, or it might have been the other way around, but I think it's this way. So moving on, the device has 128 gigs built in and 8 gigs of RAM with an upgradable storage of up to 1 terabyte, so that's really nice. And it takes the normal SD card. It's not like some kind of new, innovative, smaller, whatever. It's just a typical SD card, up to 1 terabyte. And then let's actually go to the back of the device, where you have the other part of the show. So the triple camera setup. So you have the 12 megapixel sensor, 64 megapixel sensor, and 12 megapixel sensor, and all that basically turns out to be able to record up to 8K videos at 30 frames. So that's one of a kind at the moment. Keep that in mind, it's 8K, and not very many displays can even play that kind of resolution. So yeah, the 4K of video recording is just butter smooth as well. Looks fantastic from what I have just tried, like recording. I can maybe show a little bit of the office here, a little bit of a, let me just take it and quickly just make a quick recording of the office here, at least the space that I'm in, which might not be the best best place to show, but you just see, this is, I think this is the, let me just quickly see what I'm recording at. So video format, it's 120, let's go to 1080, there we go. So that's 4K at, you can see right now, just place it. So you have 4K at 60 frames, just so you can see, and I'm gonna go back and quickly snap a video of it. So let me just do that quickly. It's going to be a nice brick wall with a couple boxes. Okay, so now that I recorded just basically nothingness, so you can see the smoothness of 4K, there it is. That's basically recorded at 4K. Yeah, it looks really nice. Now 8K on this display, well, it's kind of pointless to record. It kind of looks crap, honestly. When recorded, I would assume on an actual 8K display this will have much more value, but recorded right now on the device and shown on at a resolution of, what is it, 1080p at the moment, this is, well, doesn't really compare well with the 4K, which is 60 frames. And another key thing that I actually forgot to mention, when it comes down to 120 frames refresh rate, which is, well, like I said, amazing, it's only supported at the 1080p resolution. So if you want to go to, what is it, 2K, or so if you go into the settings, I'll quickly show, let's go to the display, and you can see that right now it's at 120 right here, and the resolution is full HD, so 2400 by 1080. But if I go to 3200 by 1440 and tap on apply, it drops to 60 frames, and I have no option to actually go to 120, so it doesn't support the fast refresh rate at lower or at higher resolution. So yeah, keep that really in mind. But honestly, on this, at least the S20, which is a smaller device, the 1080p and the higher resolution, it's almost not anything noticeable. I personally didn't see any difference between these two resolutions, but there is a clear difference between the refresh rate. Okay, so also moving on, we got the wired fast charging at 25 watts. Then you have also a fast charging of Qi, which is a wireless charging at 15 watts, so that's nice. And it also doubles as 15 fast charging of reverse fast charging, so you can also charge other devices with with the reverse charging at fast rate. And just as an example, I can actually go into the, actually I don't need to go into the settings. It was somewhere, where was it? I'll just extend this and go into button order, and let's find, and there's a toggle for this, which I have disabled, unfortunately. Always on. Power mode, no. There we go. I think that's it. Wireless power share. So let's tap on done. And now if you, well, I guess I can't show it because the battery is too low. So it would need to be at 30% while it's at 23. So unfortunately I won't be able to show it. But basically what you can do, if you have a higher battery, for instance, I have these headphones right here. They have fairly faded Qi charging logo right here, but you can slap them on a phone that has Qi charging. So you just kind of place it and that will be charging. Now, like I said, I can't really show it at the moment because the battery is too low. And then probably one thing that I found out to be really weird was the pricing of the device. So if you're buying this in the US, the price, you only have the option of the 5G variant, at least from the website itself. So you only have the 5G and it costs $999. Then if you go in Europe, you will get the UK version of the website. And from there, you have two options. So you have the normal one, which this is the normal one, not the 5G. And also you have the option to go with the 5G. And here comes the amazing part. So normal one without the 5G, which is, I guess, I would say worse because it doesn't go to 5G while the 5G can go down to this speed. If you know what I mean, costs more than the United States 5G. So UK, it costs £799, which comes out to be $1,009.46. So it costs more than the better version of this device. And keep in mind that the 5G version from the US, or any kind of 5G version, comes with 12 gigs of RAM, while this only has 8. So you get more RAM and better device for cheaper price just because you're buying from US. And if you wanted to buy the 5G version in the UK or Europe, I would say, you have to pay £899, which comes out to be $1,132.02. So you pay significantly more for the same device for, I would say, no reason. Because, I mean, I guess shipment, but let's be real, shipping containers full of those devices doesn't cost $130 something dollars. It probably costed them a couple thousand, but they will sell way more. So not sure why the fee of just getting it in Europe is so ridiculously high. So that's one of the gripes that I have with this device. So what else is there to say? Oh, the battery itself, which I didn't actually mention, is just a simple 4,000 milliamp hour battery. It's nothing mind-blowing, but the device is also, well, smaller than majority of the devices in the current time. So it's smaller, thus the smaller battery. You don't have as much space to pack some massive, like 6,000 milliamp battery in there. And I guess this would sum up the overview of the not only the display but the device itself. In general, I would say the device is really nice. I have used it for a couple days, and it's, well, really nice experience using this. There is a couple things, I guess, that are weird, like the 8K recording, which in my personal experience wasn't anything mind-blowing. If I was comparing one to the other, so recording at 4K and at 8K, the 8K looked actually worse in quality than the 4K. So not sure if that's just something with the device or just how I was recording it, but the quality overall, not just the frame rate, but the quality was significantly degraded in my opinion. And all right, one last thing, the cameras, going back to it. You have the photos that can take at like, what was it, 64 megapixels, and videos you have also, apart from the the nice 4K and stuff like that, you can record at 960 frames per second at 720p. And just if you are wondering how that actually looks like, here is a video of my keyboard looking like it's a light show, even though looking at it normally, it's a stable light. It's not flickering. So the camera is literally capturing so many frames that it sees the flickering of the light itself. And if you're wondering also, this is a video from just a normal monitor at 60 frames, and you can literally see the refresh rate of the monitor when the train kind of like starts getting elongated, because the refresh rate of the monitor, it's literally capturing how it's going down with it, or I think it's on the side. So you can literally see how it's progressing from one end to the other fairly quickly, but you can still see that the train isn't moving uniformly as it normally does. It's literally, for instance, this part is going quicker than the back of the train. So yeah, the slow motion here is on the next level, but then I guess most of the Samsung did have a nice slow motion. But it's still really fun to look at stuff like that, where you can see stuff that with the naked eye you cannot see ever. So yeah, so now this would basically conclude everything that I wanted to show. And if you found this unboxing along with overview helpful in any way, don't forget to smash that like button, and thanks for watching.